Hi, good evening, South Texas. Typically we wait a little bit longer for people to join in, but today we're going to actually get started right away because we do have a severe thunderstorm warning right now for parts of the hill country. It's for a storm that's capable of producing 70-mile-per-hour gusts as well as golf ball size hail. That's considered damaging hail and also damaging wind. So large hail associated with this right now. The hail core getting close to Stonewall, which is just east of Fredericksburg. This storm moving down to the southeast towards Blanco. So if you're in Blanco, you might want to go ahead and get your property to a safe spot as this storm continues to dip down toward the southeast. Now, this is the only storm that we have out there. There was a severe thunderstorm watch issued a few hours ago. Actually, it was really around 3 o'clock. And it was for this one possible storm. Some of the weather models were picking up on an isolated storm trying to develop over our region, while the bulk of the severe weather has stayed well off into East Texas. You can see that as we take a wider look out at things. You see where all those severe storms are making their way from East Texas into Louisiana and Arkansas. They've had a bulk of it, but again, we're having our share now with just this solo storm that's dipping down towards Blanco County. Now, this severe thunderstorm watch does not include San Antonio or Bexar County. What it does include is Kerr County, which I don't think you're going to see anything severe, Kerr County, but you're still under the watch until 10 p.m. Kendall County, which is now under a severe thunderstorm warning for the very northern portion. I think this will miss Bernie. The severe thunderstorm watch is also including Comal County, Blanco County, and Gillespie County. Now, Blanco County and Gillespie County, you are under the severe thunderstorm warning right now. I think this is going to be the only warning that we have tonight. But again, I'm hopping on here to make sure y'all know the latest on it. So I'm pulling up Facebook on my phone so I can answer questions that you may have there. I see questions, is it going to make it to New Braunfels? Right before I pull this up. This is going to possibly get close to New Braunfels, but it does look like the storm is weakening as it's heading down to the southeast. Keep in mind, it could just be cycling and it could intensify again as it heads further down to the southeast, something we're going to have to keep a close eye on. Right now, though, Comal County, you are not under a severe thunderstorm warning. Now that the sun is down, that's going to help things quiet down for the atmosphere. So I'm going to check the latest on how many lightning strikes this has had in the last 15 minutes, because sometimes that can give us a good idea on if the storm's weakening. Earlier it had 50 plus. Now it's down to 44 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes, now 43. That lets me know that the storm could be weakening, but it also could be doing something that we call cycling. The hail core has also shrunk considerably. So if I rewind this, I want you to see how large this hail core was when this was in Mason County. Now, that's outside of the Kents 5 viewing area, but when this was in Mason County, this storm, that's where pretty much the storm developed, made its way over, and that, where you're seeing that bright orange there in the center, let me go ahead and mark it, right there. That was grapefruit-sized hail north of Mason, in Mason County. Huge hail from this storm at that time. That was back at 5:54 p.m. The hail has shrunk considerably since then. Now it's looking like we may have only even nickel-size hail in this storm. Let me actually go ahead and also pull up the key there at the top left corner of your screen. You see that P to quarter size. Really, that light blue is just nickel size. So that lets us know this storm is weakening. If we have the hail core going down, we see less lightning strikes. All good news. So good news for Canyon Lake, good news for Blanco, good news for Stonewall, which is the next stop for this hail core. I mentioned that when we first got on. Stonewall, Albert, you are going to be the next ones to really see this large hail, but it looks like it's weakening. Let's hope that trend continues as this crosses 290 and heads into southeast Gillespie County, and then into parts of really western central Blanco County. So this storm has weakened. The severe thunderstorm warning, though, does continue for now. It is until 8:45 p.m. Storm is moving southeast, I believe, at about 35 miles per hour. I see a lot of questions about New Braunfels. I've answered it a few times, but I'm happy to answer it again. New Braunfels is fine right now. This storm is weakening as it moves southeast. If it does hold together, it may pass close to New Braunfels, but it looks like the hail core has shrunk. now only nickel-size hail by radar estimate. And if we only have nickel-size hail, that means that this storm actually is no longer even producing severe hail. Still could have some strong winds with it, though. I see questions about Kerrville. Kerrville is not included. I see a question about Bulverde. Bulverde is fine right now. You are not included in any severe warnings. This storm is especially shrinking, so the area that it's impacting is not going to be as wide. So I want to take a wider look at things, guys, show you what else we have out there. San Saba County having a pretty good storm move through. They have a severe thunderstorm warning up there. A lot of strong storms further to the east. They're dealing with that. And then we, of course, have that severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. Here's the counties impacted by that severe thunderstorm watch. Kerr County, which I do not think Kerr County is going to see severe storms tonight. So everybody in Kerr County can rest easy with that. Gillespie County, which they're seeing the severe storm right now. Blanco County, Kendall County, Comal, you are included. So New Braunfels, you're included in the severe thunderstorm watch, but I don't believe this storm is going to hold together and make it to New Braunfels. So it's still possible, but I'm feeling pretty good that this storm's not going to make it to New Braunfels as it continues to weaken as it's moving southeast. I talked about the decrease in lightning. It's producing the smallest amount of hail that it has produced in the storm in more than, I think it's been about 2 hours now since the storm really got going. So I mean, the storm is just weakening big time. How about Bexar County? The answer is Bexar County's fine. Not included in a severe thunderstorm watch, not expecting any severe weather. We're fine. So that's where the storm is. Again, continuing to push southeast. We're going to talk more about it in a second. You see a bulk of the severe storms have been well to the east. You see them really moving through Arkansas, Louisiana, and now parts of Mississippi. Here's a look at what future clouds and radar shows. Let me go ahead and move my toolbar away, guys. It tries to show some storms still moving through there, even by about 10 p.m. I think we're not even going to see storms at 10 p.m., though. I think that this is really going to collapse as it continues through, and by 10 p.m. it'll be quiet. Maybe still a little bit of lingering showers, but that's about it. Watch what happens as we move into tomorrow. I'm going to go back to that storm in a second, guys, but just because it is weakening so much, we're going to take a break from looking at it. And I want to talk about tomorrow, too, since we got a lot of people on and we do have severe weather expected tomorrow. So take a look at this. We start off in the morning fine. By 4:30 p.m., though, showers and storms get going. We could start to see some strong to severe storms in the hill country by about 5 o'clock, and then that will continue to about 6 p.m. Take a look at that I-35 corridor at 6 o'clock, even all the way down to Cotulla, through Bexar County. Yes, Bexar County is included in this one. New Braunfels and San Marcos. That's when we could have some severe storms moving through. Keep in mind, if you're just joining, we're looking at the severe weather possibility for Monday evening, Monday afternoon into the evening. By 7 p.m., still scattered showers and storms, and then things finally quiet down by the time we get to about midnight. Now let's look at Tuesday. Starting off fine, but as we head into the afternoon on Tuesday, another round of severe storms possible. So we're looking at a few rounds of strong to severe storms. Before we even talk about Tuesday, I'll tell you now, Tuesday is a marginal risk for everybody, but the Storm Prediction Center may up that, so keep that in mind. But keeping our eyes on tomorrow afternoon, slight risk for severe weather for the hill country to the Rio Grande, marginal risk for pretty much everybody else. That's a level 1 and a level 2 out of 5, with 1 being the lowest. But large hail and damaging wind gusts are going to be the main threats with these. So we're going to keep a close eye on that for tomorrow in the latter part of the afternoon and as we head into the evening. So again, that was for tomorrow. Tonight, I think this is going to be our only storm that we deal with. We have the severe thunderstorm watch in place until 10 p.m., and the National Weather Service will likely let that just run out all the way through its time period. But this is the only storm we see at the moment. Now, we talked about lightning strikes and how when we see less of that, it means that the storm could be weakening. That's basically letting us know, well, the storm's updraft is not as strong, possibly. So that could mean that the storm is weakening if the updraft isn't as strong. But it is now looking like we have more lightning in it again. So I mentioned that the storm could have just been cycling, and it looks like that is what was happening. So let's take a look at the hail core, see if hail is being an issue again in this storm as it approaches Stonewall. The answer is no. That's a radar estimate, but about nickel to maybe quarter size at most approaching Stonewall right now, right along 290. So you want to make sure that you have your property in a good place there if you're in Stonewall, southeast Gillespie County, western central portions of Blanco County as well. Let's see here. I see people saying, yeah, we really do need the rain, and I agree, but we just don't want these severe storms. You know, if we could get the rain without the severe weather, that would be perfect. We need the rainfall, and as long as it's not all at once, because we don't want flooding either. This is Flash Flood Alley. That's what they consider this region in the United States. We don't want a lot of rainfall all at once. We also don't want to deal with any large hail or any damaging winds. Thankfully, the hail that's in this storm now is nowhere near as large as what it was earlier on. It has shrunk big time. And as I said that, the latest radar scan just came in. I'm not sure if y'all just saw that, but more dark blues are showing up. Those dark blues letting us know that we have quarter-size hail possible. So with more lightning in the storm that we had just seen increase, that means the updraft strengthens, and if we have a strong updraft, that means more hail could get tossed higher up into the storm, and then we end up seeing larger hailstones forming from more ice forming on the edges of the hailstone. So that's what we're dealing with right now, guys. This storm moving about southeast, about 35 miles per hour. I'm seeing if we got any more questions in. Frank says, we just got hit in Fredericksburg, quarter size, and possibly even larger. Yeah, that mainly on the east side of town, I'm willing to bet too, Frank. If you're on the east side or northeast side, let me know, because that looks like where the hail core may have just passed through. And honestly, there was a little bit of a branch of this storm. Let me bump this over. There was a little bit of a branch just on the left side. You see that second little hail core that formed off to the left side. And the north side of Fredericksburg may have seen a brief period of some large hail before that kind of collapsed and the storm cycled again. Jose wanting to know about Seguin. Seguin's fine right now. So no issues for Seguin. No issues really for Spring Branch, but Blanco needs to be watching the storm closely because the hail core may make it all the way to you, and also some heavy rain could be possible. Juanita wants to know about DeWitt County. The answer is nothing, not even a severe thunderstorm watch. Question about New Braunfels from Yvette. The answer is you're under a severe thunderstorm watch. This storm, though, I'm willing to bet will kind of collapse as it moves southeast, and I'm hoping that you don't have any issues in New Braunfels. You're still a good amount of time away from having an issue if this storm does make it to you. So a lot of time ahead of this, but you know, now could be a good time to go ahead and get some things organized if you need to do that. You're under the severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. there in Comal County for New Braunfels. Is it going to rain on the south side? No. The answer is no. The Bexar County not under any watches or warnings. Helotes, of course, included in that. No watches or warnings for you. Nothing for Lavernia. Nothing for San Antonio. Bexar County, again, not included in any watches. So there's the severe thunderstorm watch. This is really just a hill country event that's going on right now. And for areas of East Texas, too. Hill country for us, for our region is what I'm trying to get at. And the I-35 corridor. So Comal County, Hayes County. If you know anybody traveling from up near Austin, they could encounter this storm if they do end up leaving, let's say a little bit later on. If they left right now, they probably would beat it. But, you know, they'll want to keep an eye on it anyway. So just make sure they keep an eye on it. Anybody coming down 281 from, let's say, Marble Falls. Maybe you were visiting family up in Marble Falls. A beautiful town. If you've never been, by the way, I strongly suggest going up there and check it out. I would hold off. This storm is going to be approaching Blanco. You don't want to get caught up in a hailstorm in your car. So make sure you're in a safe spot. Margie wants to know about Canyon Lake. Yeah, Canyon Lake is under that severe thunderstorm watch. This storm may very well weaken before it even makes it to Canyon Lake. But we're going to have to keep a close eye on it. Now, guys, the good news is, you know, our newscast isn't until 10 o'clock. So guess where I'm going to be? Until then, I'm going to be right here giving you updates. So, and then I'm going to be on TV giving you updates. So don't worry. We're going to be keeping everybody updated throughout tonight on these storms as they move through. Becky wants to know about Kerrville. Kerrville's fine. So we have this one storm that we're watching. and it's making its way down to the southeast. I think this is going to be the only storm, really, that we're going to be dealing with tonight. I don't expect us to have any more storms other than this one, and this one has missed Kerrville. It's going to be moving down through Blanco County, barely clipping there that northeast corner of Kendall County, and then eventually going to be arriving into northwest Comal County. Now, it may not even hold together into Comal County. That's still up for question, and that's why I'm going to be staying on here, keeping an eye on it, and telling y'all whether it does make it down to Comal County. Lisa wants to know about Waco. You know, we can take a quick look up there. You do have a storm just off to your west, but I don't think it's going to be able to hold together, and I don't think it's going to impact Waco. I think it'll pass just off to your north if it does. You had a lot of storms move through Waco earlier, and that took a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere. So, closer look down to this storm again. Let's take a look at that hail core, because that's the most impactful part of the storm right now. Still looks like we could be having about quarter-size hail. And some of you may be wondering, hey, what time is this actually going to hit Blanco? You know, if you live there, I'm sure you're wondering, hey, you know, I got to know when this is going to hit me so I can have a better idea when I need to move my stuff. So I believe the storm's moving about 35 miles per hour. Let me get the correct speed from the National Weather Service. Actually, it looks like 25 miles per hour, so a little bit slower compared to what it was moving earlier. It was moving at 35 earlier, but it has slowed down just a little bit. So let me type the correct speed into the computer. All right, so Rocky School, by the time we get to about 8:17, the hail core will arrive there. Blanco Middle School by 8:39, and by 8:40, it will have arrived in downtown Blanco. So hail core just got bigger, so that's what we don't want to see. We want to see this storm weaken and just collapse. But hail core did just grow in size, and now we likely don't just have quarter-size hail, but we're likely back up to that ping-pong, golf ball-size hail that we definitely don't want to see in any storm. And again, this storm making it down to the southeast. Cynthia is asking, is Spring Branch okay? Yes, Spring Branch is okay right now. Margie wants to know about tomorrow. Yeah, we do have the chance for storms tomorrow. I think everybody is going to be at risk for strong to severe storms, the way that it's going to be kind of more widespread. So keep a close eye on the weather tomorrow starting at 5 o'clock. That goes for everybody. If you ask a question about your town, yes, you are included in a risk for strong to severe storms tomorrow, with large hail and damaging wind being the main threat, anywhere from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to midnight. So if you ask about your town, yes, the answer is you are, as long as you're here in South Texas. But again, this is really our only storm that we're going to have tonight, I'm willing to bet. And the National Weather Service may end up trimming back this warning, or at least narrowing it a little bit, just because that hail core is not as wide and covering as much of an area anymore. It's a more compact hail core now. Wesley was wondering about rotation and issues with the storm with that. You know, it has been a pretty good storm for rotation, but it's not. I'm willing to bet it's not making it down to the surface. So this storm is pretty high up there, and the circulation would have to be a little bit tighter for a tornado to be an issue with that. But it is something we're watching, something we're going to keep an eye on. But right now, hail and damaging winds, the main risk with this storm, Wesley. Vanessa asking about Lakey. The answer is you're fine. No issues over there. So you see Real County not even included in the severe thunderstorm watch. You're way far away from this storm. Carly is asking about Bandera. Bandera is not even in the severe thunderstorm watch, so you're fine. This storm is going to miss you well off to the northeast, and Bandera County will likely not see a single drop of rain this evening. Rudy asking about Carrizo Springs, also fine. Again, guys, this is just the hill country. If I back this up, there's in shaded in pink, That's the severe thunderstorm watch. So this one solo storm is moving down to the southeast, and that's the only one that we have an issue with. San Marcos, that's a good question, Debbie. This storm is going to pass very close to you. I would keep a very close eye on it. You're at least going to get rain from this storm. I can tell you that much. Let's hope you don't get any of the hail. The hail core, if it does hold together, I think will make its way down toward Canyon Lake and maybe just east of Canyon Lake. But it's going to be close. So, and that's if the storm holds together. Now that the sun is down, the energy that this storm gets is kind of withered away. It's going to take a second. It doesn't just go away like that. But now that the sun is down, this storm is not going to be able to get as much energy as what it had before, and hopefully it will continue to weaken before it even makes it to Comal County. Let's hope it just continues to weaken in the next 10 minutes. I think we'd all like to see that. Gary, South Canyon Lake will need to continue to watch this. Right now you're not in a warning, but this storm is kind of moving down to the southeast. So it may miss Canyon Lake, again, just to the north and east. But I'm not willing to rule it out completely that Canyon Lake is out of the woods with this storm. Let's hope it does weaken. Christine asking about Helotes. No issues in Helotes. Helotes is not even included in a severe thunderstorm watch tonight. Carly says, thank you. Hey, no problem. Courtney wanting to know any possibility that Bernie gets rain tonight. You know, maybe a really brief light shower, but that's it. We're not talking about anything like this. Tomorrow, though, you will see rain in Bernie. Stockdale, southeast from San Antonio. Saul, no issues there. How about Marble Falls, Mariana? I was just talking about Marble Falls earlier and how wonderful of a town it is. Thankfully, the storm missed you down to the south. You probably had a lot of cloud cover from it and may have heard all the thunder from the storm as there were lightning strikes out towards Marble Falls earlier. Thankfully, though, the storm has missed you to the south and west, and Marble Falls is fine. I've got steaks on the grill. Let's hope it dies out. Make Mama's day. Gary, I hope so too. Now, thankfully, you're going to have plenty of time to cook those steaks. Even if you wanted those steaks well done, I'm not gonna judge you. But if you wanted those steaks well done, you'd have time to do that. So don't worry. This storm's still pretty far off to the northwest. It's moving slow enough to where you're going to be able to get your grilling done. I promise. But still keep a close eye on it. Christina says thank you and happy Mother's Day. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And no problem, Christina. Nothing for North and East San Antonio. Mia, the answer is no. How about Albert? Janie, great question. Yeah, Albert is right now getting it. So the worst of it's moving over you. And here's a look at that hail core. I think the hail core may just miss you to the northeast. Now, when I say just miss you, I'm talking about the largest of the hail. So we're zoomed down into Albert right now. And guys, I want to take a close look at this because we actually just got a question from Janie, who is right on the doorstep of the toughest part of this storm. So just off to your northeast, and let me draw where this storm's going. Crossing 290, right now that's quarter size to possibly even ping pong ball size hail, and that's going to move across into Blanco County to the southeast. So Janie, I hope that answers your question, and I hope the hail misses your house. I hope it misses everybody's house, but I hope you don't have any issues from it. You are going to get very heavy rain, though, possibly. The heaviest of the rain may just miss you, but you're kind of right on the edge, and the winds are going to pick up. A lot of lightning. Best to stay inside. Janie says thank you. No problem. I hope you can keep your power, too. Margie says goodbye. Margie, I hope you have a wonderful day, and she also said thank you. No problem. So let's check radar again. Let me actually pop up this one, guys. So we just looked at Albert. Again, they're just on the fringe, just on the edge of this storm. So probably really intense winds, probably a lot of noise from the thunder activity. And then we also have that heavy rain. Now, it looks like the storm itself is just kind of shrinking as it moves down to the southeast, and we like to see that too. This storm is getting a little compact, but it may also be weakening. Remember what I said earlier, 50-plus lightning strikes were in this storm. We're down to 33. So that may let us know that this storm is either cycling or weakening. That's good. We want this storm to weaken, even if it is cycling. Maybe it will not come back as strong as what it was before. So something that we can cross our fingers on and just keep a close eye on it. Robert says, are you covering the week or just this storm? Robert, I'm doing a little bit of both. If you want an update on the week, I can give you that once I check the hail core one more time. So we're going to look at the hail core one more time on this storm, guys. And then we're going to look at the forecast for the week, which has a ton of rain in it. Not every day, but we have a few days of strong to severe storms, which is going to bring a lot of rain to our area. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the hail core one more time with this storm. Still holding on strong. Nothing's really changed about it since the last time we looked at it. Crossing 290, just northeast of Albert, and that's going to continue to the southeast. So Courtney, just kind of like how you breathe, you know, you're taking a breath and then you release that breath, you're taking a breath, you release it. Think about the updraft and the downdraft like that, but typically it's going at the same time. It's not, happening at opposite times. So sometimes the updraft will be the strongest. And if we have a lot of air rushing up high into the storm, that could mean that the hail is growing and that we have more upward motion, and that could lead to more separation of charges and more lightning strikes, an intensifying storm if the updraft is strong. But sometimes the updraft will weaken and the downdraft will take control. But then the storm moves over to another area, and then the updraft strengthens again, and that would be a cycle. If the updraft strengthens, it weakens, and we would see it weaken on radar, and then it strengthens again, and the storm is stronger again. But sometimes the updraft weakens, the downdraft takes control, which is heavy rain and all the storm dying, and the storm dies out. So that's a quick explanation on what I mean when I say cycling or if the storm is dying. So let's go ahead and jump into a wider look at things. There's a look at what we have as far as storms across the southeast and across Texas. You see a bulk of the severe weather has been well off to our east. We had that chance for an isolated storm, and we ended up getting it. That one storm has been the only issue that we've had here in South Texas throughout today. So, future clouds and radar tries to show a line of storms there down towards San Marcos. I don't really think we're going to see that, but we still could have a little bit of rain along that I-35 corridor at 8:30 p.m. And then you see that we could have some light to moderate shower activity east of I-35 as we head throughout tonight. Nothing severe there. Remember, the severe thunderstorm watch is only until 10 p.m., and I don't expect any issues after that. So, going into tomorrow, we all have a risk for strong to severe storms. This is going to be very important. You're going to want to make sure that you pay close attention to this because it could be a pretty messy afternoon tomorrow getting toward the evening commute hours. By 4:30 p.m., we start to see storms form in the hill country. Check out over there towards Kerrville, Ingram, stretching over towards Hunt, Texas. We see strong to severe storms starting to develop. And then they'll start to push off to the east, impacting the I-35 corridor, possibly impacting San Antonio by 6 p.m., New Braunfels, San Marcos, looking down the I-35 corridor, Pearsall, Cotulla. You could see some strong storms at that time too. Getting to 7 p.m. on Monday, still seeing widespread storms move through. Some of those could be strong to severe, and even still seeing it south of Highway 90 for Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, George West by 9 p.m. And then once we get to about 11 p.m., Cotulla possibly still dealing with it, and then it all withers away by midnight. Then we're not done yet. On Tuesday, we start off with just a few showers, but as we head into the latter part of the afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock again, bunch of showers and storms are going to move in from the west, kind of like a cluster of storms are going to move in from the west into the hill country, and then also for some spots south of Highway 90. Some of these will be strong to severe. Hail and damaging wind are going to be the main threat with those, as well as with the ones that we expect on Monday. Large hail, damaging winds, marginal to slight risk for severe weather. Again, just it's going to be one of those days we want to keep updated. We're going to continue to do these live updates as we always do during severe weather events, so be sure to watch us here. You can watch us on Ken's 5 as well. Weather Chief Bill Taylor will be in tomorrow giving updates on these storms. I will also be in assisting him and keeping everybody updated, as well as on Tuesday. So be sure to keep in touch with us, and we'll, of course, keep you up to date through all of our platforms on Facebook, the Ken's 5 app, which is great when you're on the go. I strongly suggest downloading it because we just sent out an alert to everybody's phone about this severe storm not too long ago. Same time we started going live on Facebook and on YouTube. The Ken's 5 app is a very good tool. It also gives you a live look at radar. Be sure to download that from the App Store. And then we'll also keep you updated on all the social media platforms. So don't worry. We'll keep you updated through the event. Just make sure you're prepared in case we do get some of these large hail producers through here again tomorrow, and then also some strong winds. We also have a lot of rain with this. I mentioned that earlier. 1 inch to 2 inches of rain widespread over the next 7 days. That is a ton of rain. Drought really isn't going to be an issue anymore. So the aquifer is up. The storm that's moving through right now is going through the Edwards Aquifer recharge zone, so it's going to go up even more. And especially after this next week, the aquifer it's not going to be a problem. Stage 2 water restrictions are still in place. Keep following the rules. But SAWS and city officials should come together pretty soon and will decide whether or not to lift those restrictions. And I'm sure they're going to say, well, that was a great rainfall event, and I'm probably not going to need them anymore. But I'm not the one that makes the call on that. Follow the city officials for more. And, of course, we will keep you updated when they do lift those restrictions right away. So there's the 7-day forecast. Scattered showers and storms tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Wednesday. And then once we head into Thursday and Friday, drier and cooler. Check out the temperature, 70s for highs. Then just slight chances for rain in for the weekend. Nothing to really be worried about there over the weekend. Just, the brief passing shower here and there. So let's go ahead and get back up to the radar. I see rain all day Tuesday for Bernie, ? The answer is no. I don't think you really start seeing rain until about 4:30, 5 o'clock there in Bernie. Bumping it back up to radar, let's see the latest on this storm. So they've trimmed it back. Now Gillespie County is not included in the severe thunderstorm warning, and nor is Kendall County. This actually only includes Blanco County now. And that does include the city of Blanco, and it also includes Johnson City. So both of those areas considered to be under that severe thunderstorm warning at this moment. Let's check the number of lightning strikes to see if it's gone down to get an idea on if this storm could be weakening. 46, that is more than earlier, so looks like this storm did cycle. Let me go ahead and erase that, and let's take a look at hail, guys. So hail core has gone down big time. So while the updraft is still strong, looks like the hail core has shrunk and is weakening. Now it may come back. Remember, sometimes that lightning is just an indicator of the updraft is strong again, and we may see the hail core intensify again over the next 10 minutes. We could see quarter-size hail in this again, something we're going to have to keep a close eye on. See a lot of people saying thank you, no problem. Asking about different areas. Again, Live Oak is fine right now. San Antonio is fine, no issues. Let's see here. Yeah, not going to hit San Antonio. So let me go ahead and bump back up radar, guys. I'm going to step off camera real quick. Now I'm going to see what the National Weather Service is saying. I have another computer over here where I have communication with the National Weather Service through a special chat room that we have with them. And they give us ideas on what size hail they're seeing and what they think about the storm. So just give me one quick second. I'm seeing what they have to say. They're talking about how the storm's becoming more compact, and we talked about that earlier. The storm has kind of shrunk in size, still has a pretty good intensity with it, though. And they mentioned that people in Blanco, what we had just mentioned before, they'll want to continue to monitor this storm because it could impact their area next. The severe thunderstorm warning does still include Blanco County until 8:45 p.m., but that's the only county we have in our area right now under the warning. And it looks like we had some reports of hail that was golf ball size back when this was in Gillespie County in Willow City. That hail has now shrunk, guys, though. It's not that big anymore. But Willow City, located there in northeast Gillespie County, I believe. So pretty good size hail there earlier on in the storm. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to hop on and give everybody an update here, just where the storm's going. That's all that the National Weather Service had to talk about right now. But still something we want to keep a close eye on. Scott says, yeah, we won't discuss weather modification companies. Scott, man, nobody's modifying the weather, man. I promise. These are just regular thunderstorms that form just like any other storm can form in the United States. So these storms continuing their way down to the southeast. And hail continues to be the big issue with this storm. So hail has shrunk. That's the good news. We want to make sure it does continue to shrink. But right now we have 8:25 p.m. and the storm's still moving southeast at about 25 miles per hour. And still a lot of lightning. That's another reason why you don't want to be outside with this storm, because it's producing a good amount of lightning there. Joe Raymond says, greetings. Thank you for the update. No problem. I hope you all continue to stay nice and dry and safe there in Luling. So the storm's still shrinking. This is great news for those who are in Canyon Lake and those who are in New Braunfels and maybe Wimberley. If you are in those areas, still watch the storm closely. If you're in Blanco, definitely make sure that you're ready in case the hail does impact you, because it is getting closer. But the hail has shrunk big time. But great news for those out in Comal and Hays County. Now it's looking like we just have pea-size hail, so much smaller. And I hope that hail core just goes away completely. Check winds right here real quick, guys. Winds don't appear to be as much of an issue. You see how much stronger those winds were when they came through Stonewall. Really strong. Those were likely 70-mile-per-hour winds, and especially near Albert. So Jenny, I believe it was, in Albert. I hope that you're okay, and I hope you were able to keep power, but I'm willing to bet the winds were very strong when they passed through there. So let's get a look at how many lightning strikes we've had in the last 15 minutes now. I'm willing to bet that number is going down. This storm really does seem like it's weakening. Still 45, so still pretty high up there. But this storm still looks like, at least with the hail core, continues to shrink. Alice says, thank you for the weather report. No problem. I am happy to do this. Let's go ahead and look at local storm reports. You know, that's something we haven't looked at yet. This is the only storm that we've had an issue with. Let's take a look at what some of these hail reports were. About 1.8 inches there in northeast of Fredericksburg. That's about a little bigger than golf ball size hail. 1.5 in Crabapple. That's about golf ball size hail. Let me erase this real quick, guys. Let's look further to the north. Llano County, 1.5. Near Mason, 2.5 inch hail. That was huge hail in Mason. And then 1.5 there north of Mason, still in Mason County. But that's, again, where we saw some of the larger hail with this storm. Thankfully, it did shrink as it continued its way to the southeast. And thankfully, it continues to shrink as it moves into Blanco County. By the way, let's see that latest report. Let's see how big that one is. 1.8. So it was still pretty big there as it crossed Highway 290. I think I actually clicked on that one earlier, but gives us a better idea of what happened most recently. Now, the storm has weakened a lot since then. If I bump radar back to when it moved through there, you see that was the last big spike we had. See the purples on screen. That was the last big spike before it really collapsed. We almost don't have hail in the storm anymore. Great for those in Blanco. great for them. I still think you're going to see hail, so be ready for it. But it's not as large. Pea-sized hail, I'll take that over quarter size any day, right? But you still could have some pretty good hail move through across 281 right through downtown Blanco. Heavy rainfall. Look out for ponding on the roads. If you're driving from Marble Falls down 281, maybe down toward San Antonio, go ahead and take a quick break. Don't try to drive through this storm. It's moving quick enough to where you just give yourself about a 10-15 minute break. Maybe pull over at the gas station, quick bathroom break, maybe get some snacks, and then continue your way down to the south. See, thank you. We will be watching tomorrow and Tuesday for Bernie. Scott's talking about cloud seeding. Scott, listen, yes, it has been practiced in the past, but this isn't something that's happening. This is not something that's happening right now. Nobody is causing these storms to form. Nobody's making it rain here in South Texas other than Mother Nature. So that's the only way that is happening right now. So still seeing some pea-sized hail and still seeing a little bit of lightning from this storm. Johnson City seeing the hail move through. Blanco's going to see the hail move through here pretty soon. And then we're going to continue to see this move down to the southeast, closer towards Canyon Lake. Looks like there could be a little shower forming, but I bet you that's not rain. That's going to be the bats taking off now that the sun has set right there near Garden Ridge. So I'm willing to bet that's not actually a thunderstorm. That's bats taking off from the cave there in southwestern portions of Comal County. Rose wants to know where it's heading, Blanco, and then making its way down towards parts of Hayes and Comal County. And then it's going to continue its way down southeast towards Canyon Lake and New Braunfels. But I'm willing to bet that the National Weather Service does not continue with this severe thunderstorm warning just because this storm has weakened so much. The hail core is pretty much down to nothing, and I'm willing to bet it continues to go down. This storm is a dying storm now, I believe. I don't think it's really a cycling storm. I think it's a dying storm. So let's check the lightning strikes again on it. And guys, this storm is weakening. And I'll tell you now, once this storm has collapsed completely and we're done with it, I'm going to hop off here and I'm going to go get ready for our 10 o'clock newscast. I'll have the latest update to the forecast for tomorrow. So these weather models that we look at every day, they gather information and then they will give us a better look at what the forecast could be. Some of these weather models we look at update every few hours, and I'll have a new look at the weather models at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to give you actually the latest look that I have right now before I hop off of here, but after we get to 10 o'clock, there's going to be a new model run that comes in. I'll show you that at that time and any new updates we have on the threat for strong to severe storms tomorrow and for Tuesday. And of course, we'll take a look at the 7-day forecast. But for now, I am staying on the storm. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. Don't worry. I see a few people coming in. Thank you for keeping us posted. No problem, Debbie. Rhonda says, thank you so much. No problem. "28 lightning strikes now in the last 15 minutes. So a very much weakening storm now. And the hail core, gone, pretty much. You see that little dot moving into Blanco, pea-sized hail. Good news for those in Blanco. That's what we want to see. And this honestly has been kind of hanging out just on the edge of the Kents 5 viewing area. So a lot of people there in central Blanco County near Johnson City, they actually pick up Austin. And a lot of people in eastern Gillespie County actually pick up the Austin TV stations. But I know that there are some people in southeast portions of Gillespie County and southern Blanco County that pick us up. And that's the whole reason why I wanted to hop on here, because we do have some people who are picking us up in those locations and rely on us for weather information. And then, of course, if this storm did make it all the way to Comal County, you'd want to know. So that's one of the big reasons why I hopped on here a little bit early. That way y'all could know exactly where the storm was going. So the severe thunderstorm warning does continue until 8:45. I'm willing to bet that the National Weather Service keeps on it. I'm seeing if there's a new update from them. The National Weather Service is talking right now about how the hail core is collapsing, and the hail core aloft has really come down. So I'm seeing that too. I'm sorry, guys. I'm checking a computer right off screen here where we have a special chat room open with the National Weather Service. We kind of keep in touch with them, and that's what I was reading right there. One of the meteorologists there at the National Weather Service seeing this hail weekend, just as I had mentioned to y'all. I had seen it. They see it too. You know, sometimes they see stuff that we don't see. Sometimes we see stuff that they don't see, and we relay it to them. It's a way that we keep in contact with each other. Kind of makes it like a bigger weather team, you could say. We're a weather community. Sometimes meteorologists from other stations comment in there, and we all work off of each other. The goal of meteorologists in your community is to keep you protected. We all work together, and of course here at Kents 5, you know, we're doing everything we can, and any platform we can reach out on to keep in touch with everybody else, to keep them informed, they keep us informed, and we all work well together. That's the whole goal. Keep South Texas safe and informed. So Blanco County, right now down 281, really heavy rainfall. Still seeing a good amount of lightning there. The hail core continues to shrink. There's the latest look at it. It's gone. Likely, I still want to bet you see a brief period of pea-sized hail in Blanco, in the town. But, you know, very brief, very small, not damaging. I'm going to check the number of lightning strikes again, and you may be saying, man, he keeps checking all that. Well, it's a good indicator on if the updraft is continuing to weaken. Still 22 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes. I used to work down in South Mississippi, along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and the storms are extremely electric down there. Tons of lightning within the storms. I'm talking 1,000+ lightning strikes in 15 minutes. And I would use the lightning tool often, the lightning counter often, to get an idea on how that updraft was doing. Diane wants to know, is this coming to New Braunfels? The answer is, yeah, it's moving down towards New Braunfels, but it is weakening. It's likely not going to be severe by the time it gets to New Braunfels. Crystal saying, used to live in Slidell. Man, the thunderstorms were epic. Yeah, Crystal, they really were. Hancock County, just across the border into Mississippi, I believe it used to be the highest amount of lightning strikes for any county in the entire United States per year, I think was Hancock County. I don't know if they still hold that, but Hancock County used to hold that, and that was right across from Slidell, so even if the lightning was striking in Hancock County, I'm sure you heard the thunder in Slidell. What time will we see rain in San Antonio? Tomorrow around 5 o'clock, Marty. That's when we're going to have another round of strong to severe storms. We're going to look at that timeline here in just a moment. Scott, I've flown with the hurricane hunters and stuff. It's there's nothing going on those flights that is, that they're not trying to do anything right now. They're trying to learn more about the weather, but there's not anything wild going on here. And is this coming to the San Antonio Metro? No. So this is going to miss just off to the north. You see it's going to be dipping down to the southeast, and again, still not going to be severe. By the time it even makes it to Canyon Lake, it's not going to be severe anymore, just a little bit of rain and some lightning. National Weather Service talking about how unless they see strengthening, the plan is to replace the warning with a significant weather advisory. So it's talking about how the storm is still strong, but not necessarily within that severe qualification anymore. So good news. $16 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes. Let's check hail again. Oh, clicked the wrong tool. And there's nothing there because there's no more hail. The storm has pretty much collapsed. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning until 8:45, so 5 more minutes on this. And in 5 minutes, guys, we're going to look at the forecast for tomorrow. And actually, you know what? I feel good enough about this storm collapsing that we're going to go ahead and talk about what's going on in the forecast for the next few days. So a wider look at things shows south to central Texas. You see that severe thunderstorm watch stretching all the way up into parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi. For our region, it's only until 10 p.m. So not much longer, and I don't think we're going to see another storm after this one that we have right now, looking much better. What about shirts? Terry wants to know. The answer is you're fine. No issues in shirts. This is going to miss you. It's only one storm, but for tomorrow, you will have a chance for strong to severe storms, and we're going to talk about that right now. So for tonight, future clouds and radar, trying to still pick up on a little bit of rain there by 10 p.m. I'm not thinking that's going to happen. I think that we're going to end up seeing the storms kind of fizzle out, and that's about it for tonight. Maybe a little bit of light rain there as we head later on into tonight, and that's about it. But I'm not expecting really any stormy conditions. By the time we get to 6:30 tomorrow, some light shower activity possible on the radar. That's going to continue to kind of linger on for the first few hours of tomorrow morning. We head into the afternoon, a little bit of sunshine, and storms start going at about 4:30 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Some of these could be strong to severe. We're going to continue to have an issue with strong to severe storms as we head throughout the afternoon. By 6 p.m., I-35 corridor, San Antonio, New Braunfels, San Marcos, could be dealing with strong to severe storms, even stretching down towards Cotulla and down towards Pearsall as well. You see strong to severe storms continue to be pretty widespread there by the time we get to 7 p.m. And then we're going to continue to see these storms even linger on as we head into about 9 p.m., really for areas south of Highway 90, finally fizzling out closer on towards midnight. Now, that's not our only chance for strong to severe storms over the next 48 hours. We start off Tuesday. Excuse me. Been talking for a while now. We start off Tuesday fairly dry, but as we head into the afternoon, I'm running it back, the timestamp in the top right corner of your screen. We move into the 4 p.m. hour, and you see more storms moving across the Rio Grande and into the Texas Hill Country. Some of these could also be strong to severe. The main issue with storms tonight, for Monday night and Tuesday night, really Monday afternoon into Monday night and Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night, is going to be damaging winds and large hail. So you see the number 2 there, slight risk for severe weather from Monday afternoon then to Monday evening. Same kind of a thing for Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has us under that marginal risk, but I think we're going to possibly even be upped just because of what some of the weather models are now showing. You see everybody in the green is a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, 1 being the lowest risk. Still, though, going to be dealing with those showers and storms. Could be a pretty stormy day for a Monday and Tuesday. Make sure you have a way to receive weather alerts, and make sure you keep your cell phone charged because you'll want that charged in case there's power outages. The amount of rainfall we see over the next week, a majority of this is going to fall from Monday through Wednesday. We're talking 1 inch to 2 inches widespread. That's going to really help to push back the drought. We need that. The aquifer is going to continue to see improvement. It's already looking great, but stage 2 water restrictions are still in place. Your 7-day forecast shows the highest chances for rain Monday through Wednesday. A big cool down there for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before we warm back up into the weekend, and a slight chance for rain there as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So let's bump it back up to the radar. Still the severe thunderstorm warning. It still has about 2 minutes on it. Oh, man, but the storm is just collapsing. You see, it's really, this is it, guys. It's about to be just completely gone. So I'm going to see if we have any more questions here. Really like that tomorrow and Tuesday. I'm not hearing isolated tornado, but am worried it'll change. You know, Felicia, whenever we have a severe thunderstorm warning, we typically will also have that chance for an isolated tornado. I think the threat is much lower, but it's something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that here at KENS 5 for tomorrow. But again, I think the main risks are going to be damaging winds and large hail. All right, Scott, man, it's a weather update. Leave it be, bud. Leave it be. When is it going to rain? Morning or afternoon or night? Afternoon, late afternoon and night, Melissa, for tomorrow and Tuesday. Jay saying, shout out to those outside struggling. Yeah, especially with the rain and especially with the heat. Man, it has been hot. It was hot today. The good news is those who work outside, cooler weather's on the way, but it also is going to be pretty damp. That's the bad news. Is May a month for crazy weather? Yes, actually. May is one of our wettest months of the year. And let's actually show that. I'm trying to find the right graphic here. There's a little bit of a glare on the screen, so I kind of got to dodge over to miss the glare. So, average rainfall by month, you'll notice that May, June, and October are typically our wettest months. Now, last May was really stormy too. I don't know if y'all remember this. We had a lot of storms last May. So this May, similar conditions. We're expecting about 2 inches for San Antonio over this next week, really over the next 3 days, about 2 inches of rainfall. So that would put us ahead of average for the month of May if we get that. But even if we don't get it, maybe at least an inch of rain, I mean, we're going to get really close there to where we need to be for the month, meaning we're going to finish ahead. We're already ahead for the year for right now at 11.15 inches. That's great news. I think that we're going to continue to stay ahead. We really needed this rainfall, and it's nice to see it in good shape. So let's bump it back up to that radar look. And then I'm going to leave it on the 7-day forecast. No longer a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, the severe thunderstorm watch continues until 10 p.m., but guys, I'm telling you right now, the threat is pretty much gone down and is gone now. So we'll continue to watch things behind scenes, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off from right here. Keep everybody updated behind scenes. I'll keep everybody updated on Facebook, YouTube, on the KENS 5 app, on KENS5.com, on TV, of course, on KENS 5 CBS, and then also keeping everybody updated on my social media platforms. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson on Facebook. On Twitter, I'm Andrew Wilson WX, and I love Twitter, so make sure you follow me on there. I'm a big tweeter. Yolanda says, thank you for the update. No problem. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll continue to keep you updated on everything right here at KENS 5. I have the latest look at future clouds and radar. The latest model update will be in at 10 o'clock, and I'll be happy to give you all the latest update. Be sure to tune in to KENS 5 at CBS. We'll have it there. And this storm, yes, it is going to rain, possibly in Canyon Lake, but honestly, the storm may just completely collapse and have not even rained there. But it is moving that way. You may get a rumble of thunder. You may get a little bit of rain, but nothing severe, no more hail. So have a wonderful evening. I'm bumping up the 7-day forecast. We'll continue to keep you updated on everything behind the scenes. I'll be on tonight at 10 o'clock for meteorologist Megan Massey, who's off tonight. And then meteorologist Paul Morales, on tomorrow morning, giving the latest update to the forecast from 4:30 through 7 o'clock. Be sure to tune in as we keep you updated throughout this change for strong storms tomorrow. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson on at noon tomorrow, and Weather Chief Bill Taylor's in tomorrow afternoon for the 4, 5, 6, and 10 newscast. And I'm going to be helping them out with a few things behind the scenes and, of course, doing more of these updates as long as we have that threat for severe weather. Have a wonderful rest of your Mother's Day, and we'll keep you updated on everything right here at KENS 5.